Now on the Valley today, breaking overnight. Crews in Hitterdall, Minnesota worked overnight to rescue a woman stranded in a slough.
We're also following some breaking news for you this morning in Ransom County, North Dakota, where authorities are investigating a shooting incident.
And grab your coat. It's a chilly but pretty morning out there this morning. I'll let you know how cold it's going to be when you step out the door.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is the Valley Today on Fargo CW.
Hi everyone, thanks for waking up with us. It's now just after 7. I'm Lisa Bedeau here with Kyle Bosch. We start with breaking news we're following for you from overnight. A woman is being checked out at a hospital after Clay County deputies scrambled early this morning to rescue her from near Hitterdall, Minnesota. They were called out to an area near a slough around Highway 32 and 80th Avenue around 2:30 this morning after the woman called 911 and said she was lost.
Now, Sheriff Bill Berquist tells Valley News Live that deputies were able to find the woman after about an hour, but it's still not clear exactly how she ended up in the water. Now, he does say that charges are possible against the woman because her license is revoked. Of course, you can stay with the Valley News Live throughout the day for updates on this breaking story. Also breaking for you this morning, an investigation is underway into a shooting in Ransom County, North Dakota. Investigators not releasing many details yet, but here's what we know so far. It happened around 9:30 last night. Scanner traffic indicated that a victim was being taken to the hospital.
Lisbon police have confirmed the shooting to Valley News Live, but did not offer other details. According to some media reports, the victim was a teen who was shot in the leg. So far, the Ransom County Sheriff's Office, BCI, and State Patrol have not returned our calls.
Time now to get a first check of our weather on the Fargo CW this Thursday morning and grab the jackets, maybe even some gloves and a hat as you're headed out the door today.
Yeah, it's not warm at all. When you factor in the wind and the cool temperatures, it's kind of frigid. It feels like winter time in some places. So make sure you're ready for that this morning. Clear skies though, so it's really quite pretty out there here in Fargo as that sun is rising officially at 7:35 this morning. When we'll see that disk of the sun up here over the horizon. But until then, beautiful colors. And we're looking at temperatures that are going to feel very much like we are nearing winter at this point, with temperatures in the 30s and winds that are stronger into the teens and 20s, even some gusts up north into the 30s. And as you can see on our hourly planner, we've got some sunny skies for the day ahead of us in Fargo, with the potential for some clouds rolling in later on. So looking at some areas where we may be a little more on the cloudy side to round out the day. Wind in the teens, gusting higher than that at times. Now here's a look at those temperatures. We're back up to 34 in Valley City after hitting 32 last hour. We're at 34 in Langdon, Gwinner, Jamestown at that number, some mid-30s over in Minnesota as well. Fargo's temperatures dipped again. We're now down to 36 degrees, 37 in Grand Forks. So there are probably some areas of frost out there to start off your day this morning where we're closer to the freezing mark. In addition to that, we have winds that are strong. Wind gusts into the 30s in Devil's Lake and in Langdon out of the west, a 20-mile-per-hour speed in Jamestown, 21 in Roseau. So you combine the two, the wind and the temperature, and you've got a wind chill that's pretty low. It feels like it's 22 outside in Devil's Lake, 25 in Jamestown, and it feels like we're in the upper 20s in Fargo and in Grand Forks. So a very cold start to our Thursday morning. We still have that system that brought us the rain the other day, the wind yesterday. It's still in the area, bringing us that chance for a couple of snowflakes late tonight and into the early morning hours tomorrow. Up north, Southern Valley, we'll see this cloud cover down in the South Dakota area, starting to stream in a little bit into the afternoon, and there may be some showers associated with that. So two little areas of weather kind of putting the squeeze on the valley for today. I want to take a quick look down in the Caribbean. Of course, this is Hurricane Matthew. Overnight, we saw that eye wall show up on U.S. radar. And, that is now making its way toward the island of Nassau. Might actually just skirt right by it, but still getting hit pretty hard in that area. And that, of course, is making its way toward the Florida coastline. Currently a Category 3 storm. So a lot going on in the weather across the country today, and that is the big story. We'll have more on that and your forecast right here in the valley coming up in just a bit.
It does seem like even when hurricanes are somewhere else, it just kind of shakes everything up everywhere.
It definitely has an impact on air travel, that's for sure. And a lot of people have connections in Florida. A lot of people have traveled to the Bahamas. So I think a lot of us are really interested in what's going on down there.
Definitely. Thank you, Lisa. And as Lisa's been talking about, Hurricane Matthew is inching closer and closer to the U.S. Some 1.5 million people in Florida are being urged to leave their homes and find a safe place.
Dan Shinneman reports on what is expected to be one of Florida's largest ever evacuations.
Along the southeast coast, it's time to pack up and get out.
The smartest thing to do is border up and then pray.
12 million people could be in the path of Hurricane Matthew. In Florida, this could be the biggest evacuation in state history. Governor Rick Scott issued a dire warning.
This can kill you, and we cannot save you.
People along the coast filling up their tanks, but fuel can be hard to find. A state of emergency declared in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. In South Carolina, both lanes of freeway traffic now flow inland.
My plan is to head to Columbia and stay with a coworker and wait out the storm and hopefully come back and be glad that I left.
Millions of people are now racing to get out of the storm's path, while Matthew moves closer and closer to land. Dan Shinneman, NBC News.
Now, the Red Cross and volunteers from North Dakota are also preparing to head toward the hurricane zone to try and help out. A volunteer team is set to leave from Fargo around noon today. They're headed to Tallahassee, Florida.
3 response vehicles and 4 volunteers, including 2 from Minot, will be deploying to the area to help out. But the Red Cross also says that number may increase in the coming days. The Army Corps of Engineers says it's committed to the FM diversion project despite the denial of a key permit by the Minnesota DNR.
Now, we could hear more from the Corps a little bit later this morning. A news conference is being held with Corps officials and the mayors of Fargo and Moorhead. In a news release yesterday, the Corps says that they are still planning on awarding the first contract for the diversion project later this month. Well, the Corps says they plan to continue working with Minnesota to address concerns. They do say that permanent flood protection is needed for the Fargo-Moorhead area. Now, no construction for the diversion is planned in the state of Minnesota until 2019. If you still have a Yahoo account, some technology experts say you should delete it right away, even if you're not using it.
Recently, Yahoo was hit by a major hack, breaching 500 million email accounts. Now, Reuters is reporting that Yahoo has been hacking their own customers, adding that Yahoo secretly built software to search all customers' incoming emails for U.S. intel officials. We reached out to Yahoo, but haven't heard back. In a statement to Reuters, Yahoo says it's a law-abiding company and complies with U.S. laws, but declined to comment any further. In our election 2016 coverage this morning, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are gearing up for their second presidential debate. This one, a town hall-style event in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's being held on Sunday night. Today, Clinton is preparing for the debate away from the campaign trail, while Trump is planning to hold a small town hall meeting in New Hampshire. Trump's campaign says they are looking to rebound from the first debate between the two. After a heated news conference in Valley City, some people there are concerned about how thorough investigations are when it comes to police officers. Valley City's police chief, Fred Thompson, announced that former Lieutenant David Swenson was suspected of having sex with a woman in the evidence room and in a squad car. But because both people allegedly involved, refused to cooperate, the allegations could never be proved. Now, a Valley City man who has previously made complaints about Swenson's work hours was at the news conference and says he's upset about the department's claim that they conducted a complete investigation. Chief Thompson says that no police officer is above the law, but he adds that there has been a lot of hearsay from the public regarding the former officer.
New developments in the battle over the Dakota Access Pipeline in central North Dakota. The Standing Rock Sioux tribe is taking its fight against the pipeline to a federal appeals court. Attorneys for the tribe say they need protection of sacred sites and tribal burial grounds. Attorneys representing the Army Corps of Engineers argue that only 3% of the pipeline is within their jurisdiction and that they properly fulfilled all of their duties when issuing permits to the company. Still unclear when the appeals court will make their decision. Until then, the pipeline company is not allowed to continue construction for 20 miles on either side of the Missouri River. We're following a developing story this morning. Law enforcement officials are still looking for 4 people involved in a massive sex trafficking ring with ties to Minnesota.
Federal prosecutors in Minnesota say women from Thailand were brought here and told they would become U.S. citizens, but instead were held prisoner.
The 17 people charged in this indictment ran a large-scale, highly sophisticated sex trafficking scheme that promised women in Thailand a chance at the American dream. but instead exploited them, coerced them, and forced them to live in a nightmare.
The defendants include 12 Thai and 5 U.S. nationals. 11 were arrested Tuesday at various locations in Minnesota, California, Illinois, Georgia, and Hawaii. One was previously arrested in Belgium.
The investigation at UND into 2 incidents involving racially charged photos posted on social media is now closed. The Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities at UND had taken over that investigation after police closed their case with no criminal charges.
After a full review of each situation, the office determined neither incident violated the UND Code of Student Life, citing the students' right to free speech. To read the full statement from President Kennedy or read other stories related to these pictures, just head to valleynewslive.com and click on the links attached to this story. Mall of America, the country's largest shopping center, is making a bold move this holiday season, closing down the shopping center on Thanksgiving Day this year. The Mall of America has been open on Thanksgiving since 2012, but says it's giving the day back to employees so they can spend time with their families.
With the decision, about 1,200 mall workers will have guaranteed time off for Thanksgiving. Now, the mall does plan to reopen about 5 a.m. the day after Thanksgiving, just in time for the Black Friday rush. No more struggling to find your favorite shows streaming on Netflix. Ahead on the Valley today, some apps that are making that job a whole lot faster.